Hans winning out that fight with a sliver of health. But as the round starts to devolve towards the late game, we're seeing Ikao putting out some clutch factors. Ma'ao with crazy long tags and just very aggressive maneuvers. This is sort of what separates Ma'ao from, and a couple of elite sniper players like Moshi, Limit, Rasha to a certain degree. Even I think from the Brazilians, from your typical sniper players. Sometimes when they see the need, they see the opportunity to go up close and personal, they take that chance. And Abai just pulls out the Deagle and gives a good old 1D onto Hans.
Oh, this is not good for GOW because without Hans, they've actually lost one of their reliable frontliners for the team. And Akoi, Ikali just runs at him.
Double kill.
He says it's fine. You're mine. I will take you out. Abai was actually the one to get that full hit, but oh boy, GOW already at a huge disadvantage on this round on Council Hall, as it's all down to Rip and Demons who somehow win the round. But look at RRQ. They're sitting on the high ground. They're saying, if you're going to get to us, we're going to see you before you even make it up there. So we are probably going to be in for a very slow round here, Husky. Rip and Demon need to be very calculative. They will have to make a very important decision here on how to approach this late game.
I don't know how they can win this. You need some very big clutches to happen. But RQ Kazu, they have the corners basically locked down. Ma'ao does get taken out, but Demon still has a lot of work to do. Tries to break this blue wall now in a 1v2. It is ambitious. And ambition doesn't really pay off this time. GOW facing down the barrel of elimination as RQ Kazu hits match point, the series point. One more round, and they are true to the 1-1 bracket.
Double.
And it all came down to that initial push where Hans and Akoi just got taken out back to back. You cannot afford to lose both of these players at the same time, because without them, you really lose a lot of that firepower for the team on the side of GOW. So now RRQ sitting on match point. We are now back to square one here for GOW. Every game here is an elimination match. If they lose any games from here on out, they are eliminated from the tournament, and RRQ will make their way to the 1-1 bracket. Now, oh no, that's a bad sign. Akoi!
No.
Akoi's gone!
Oh man, losing your Iris this early on, it can only get here. They just found Rip, and RQ Kazu looking to shut the doors in the faces of GOW right then and there. Hans, victim number 3, and his Demon who will be exercised and purged. RQ Kazu stays alive in the Clash Squad stage. Whereas for GOW, they fought a valiant fight, but they have officially been eliminated. Their journey in Clash Squad ends here, and they will have to take a bow. They still have Battle Royale to go, of course, but for RQ Kazu, they get to play another best of 3 later on.
I am keen to see who they play up against for RRQ, because it could be... I mean, to be fair, I think all the matchups up there are going to be a nightmare. I don't think there's any matchup where you say, like, oh, this one's going to be the matchup that RRQ was guaranteed to win. No, all the teams that are currently in the competition are very scary themselves, but very DOW, they did put up a heck of a fight up against RRQ, and especially Kalahari. This is a map that RRQ specializes on, and GOW, I think a lot of us were expecting them to do worse than they actually did in the round, but they did put up some really great rounds. So GOW expecting a little bit more from this team in Battle Royale, but we will have to say goodbye to them, and we're going to be seeing a lot more RRQ if they could win their next match, which is going to be another best of 3. So happy to see the boys here on that stage, because Indonesia's representative is still in the running here for Clash Squad. I know all the Indonesian fans are probably going wild right now, knowing that their boys are still in the competition. But get yourselves ready, folks, because RRQ's next matchup, it's probably going to be a bit of a doozy. But before that, we do need to celebrate this victory of theirs, because they earned it. Husky, I don't think there were any rounds where we looked at it and we just thought, like, they won that because of the circle. Won that because of a shot. Everything that they did was intentional.
Yeah, Absolutely. I think, RQ, Kazu, like in the rounds they lost, we're like, okay, GOW played really well. But in the rounds that they won, it's like, whoa, RQ actually played extremely well, right? It's not like they made any crucial mistakes that led to them losing. It's either the enemy was able to outsmart them that round, or Kazu just came a lot more prepared. It is definitely it's a bit disheartening for GOW. You could see it on the players' faces just now. Kind of heartbreaking to lose in that manner. I think they also came into this expecting a closer fight, and that's something that going into sort of the new era of Free Fire where you have Clash Squad and Battle Royale happening consecutively, simultaneously, you have to get used to it, right? You're losing Clash Squad, you got to play Battle Royale tomorrow. GOW will have to prep for that. But for RQ Kazu, the journey continues, and the kingdom once more gets hung at the balance whether they're gonna celebrate a win or fear for a loss. But for now, they get to celebrate with Dutz as the game MVP. 8 eliminations, 2.5k damage, and 14 massive assists.
14 assists. I swear Dutz was everywhere and anywhere in a lot of these fights because he always knew where to be. He always knew who to back up. He was just everywhere. And I kind of feel like if you have a player that is able to not only hold their own, but also be able to support somebody if they do need that cover fire, if they needed to get picked up, you are going to be
That will have to wait after we kind of see the results. That will have to wait after we kind of see the results for the upcoming match. E1 and PE Sports are going to go at it in just a little bit after this. But when you look at the match summary, GOW definitely had a better chance on Kalahari. I think at the start of this series, when we looked at the map rotation, you did point out that it severely favors RQ Kazu just because we're going to start on Nextera and Kalahari. And that was exactly how it went. GOW struggle on Nextera due to, I feel like, a draft gap on Kalahari. They found a bit.
They learn a few lessons from these Clash Squad games and they translate it into